In this brief video lecture, we'll review the functions of carbohydrates along with hormonal controls of blood sugar. When we talk about the role of carbohydrate in the body, we're really referring to glucose, as all carbohydrates eventually break down to glucose at different parts of digestion and absorption. The main function of glucose is to provide energy for our body to use, and it's especially important for the brain and nervous system, as well as red blood cells, since their preferred energy source is glucose. When glucose is unavailable, the brain can also use ketone bodies for energy. While we store glucose in the form of glycogen in both muscle tissue and the liver, those reserves can become depleted due to inadequate carbohydrate intake in the diet or not eating for several hours. When this occurs, our body can manufacture ketone bodies, which are partial breakdown products of fat metabolism. This should be avoided, as the incomplete breakdown of fat to make ketone bodies changes the body's normal acid-base balance, and that can lead to health problems. A diet that is adequate in carbohydrates is also said to spare protein. This means that our body uses carbohydrates for energy instead of protein, so it reserves protein for other important purposes, such as maintaining muscle and other tissues. The liver and pancreas work together to maintain blood glucose levels within a narrow range. When there is inadequate control of blood glucose levels, a person can get hyperglycemia, which is high blood glucose level, or hypoglycemia, a low blood glucose level. Let's explore the regulation of blood glucose. Starting at number 1, you'll see that after a meal, our blood glucose levels will naturally rise. Moving on to number 2, this stimulates the beta cells of the pancreas to release insulin. Insulin is a hormone that stimulates glucose uptake by the cells and the conversion of glucose to its storage form, glycogen. This results in the lowering of blood glucose back to its normal pre-meal level. So the net effect of insulin is a lowering of blood glucose. Moving on to number 6 here. After a while of not eating, our blood glucose levels will naturally fall as glucose is being used up. This stimulates the pancreas to release glucagon, to break the stored glycogen back down to glucose and increase gluconeogenesis, the making of new glucose from amino acids. The net effect here is an increase in blood glucose. So as you can see, the action of insulin and glucagon oppose each other.